Okay, listen, we can say happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, Hanukkah, whatever it is that you happen to be celebrating this period of time during the year. Let's please add, have a safe holiday. And you know who's going to tell you the details? Brian Snyder, not any Snyder, Brian Snyder of Snyder and Wenner, practicing attorney. That's right. I would like to know something about the laws about serving. I don't know that you ever doubled as a bartender when you were going to law school.
I didn't, but I was a waiter for a few years, so I know.
Right, and you also know that there's a lot of responsibility on both sides.
Absolutely. So a lot of people have the misconception that people go to bars to become intoxicated. That's against the law. It's against the law for a bartender to serve someone to the point of intoxication. They have to cut you off, they have to stop you. And if they don't provide you the right means of transportation to leave without you getting in your own car and driving, they can be held responsible under Arizona law for any injuries that result from it.
What an incredible responsibility, though. I mean, it takes machinery and all kinds of technology for the police after they stop you to find out whether you're intoxicated. And a poor bartender who's serving 50 people, he's responsible?
Well, that's why they get training. Just like anyone else in any job, they're trained to know the signs of intoxication. They're trained to look for bloodshot eyes, louder voices, stumbling.
That was me this morning, for crying out loud.
Well, I hope they cut you off. It's different in a bar that's very crowded, and if a bartender's serving 500 people, the duty changes a little bit. But we've had several cases where the only person in the bar was just drinking all day, and there was no one else there. Bartender keeps serving him. He drives home, stumbling out of the bar on his way to his car. Bartender doesn't stop him. He drives and kills a 26-year-old kid who's on his way to work.
Is that the proprietor's responsibility or the bartender individually?
The bartender's responsible for monitoring the patrons and stopping intoxicated people, but the bar is responsible for any negligence, and that's why, unfortunately, bars and restaurants have insurance. Just like we as drivers have insurance, they have insurance to cover it in case something happens.
Give us some other safety tips in and around the holidays.
One of the most important things that no one really thinks about is when you're going to the mall and you're going shopping for all your Christmas presents, all your Hanukkah presents, you're walking around, let's just say Fashion Square, flailing your Louis Vuitton bag all over the place. People are watching you, unfortunately, and they can see where you've been shopping at. They follow you to your car, and they mug you. They assault you. People feel that I'm in Scottsdale, I'm in a garage, I'm safe. You're not. Unfortunately, you're not. And there's not security cameras in a lot of these places. So these premises have an obligation under the law to safeguard the customers.
Well, all right. So if, let's say it's not a really husky brute like me, what if it's my wife? What if it's my daughter? Carrying the bags out to the car somewhere. What about asking for an escort?
That's really important. My wife and I have a little 15-month-old daughter at home, and when she's teenage years and going to the mall, I'm going to be really worried about that.
But is the mall obligated to get you an escort?
They're not obligated to get you an escort, but they are obligated to have security personnel in place. And if that means that during this time of year, having security guards in the parking garage to watch, then that's what it means. But for personal responsibility, you should have someone with you, whether it's a friend, family member, someone, because criminals are less likely to attack multiple people than one person.
Let's go back to booze and impairment. It seems to be the biggest problem around the holidays. And let's not talk about the responsibility of the barkeep or the proprietor. What about the responsibility of my neighbor?
So people have holiday parties all the time this time of year, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, anything, New Year's. Under Arizona law, we have social host responsibility, which is minimal. If you go to a house party with your family, you are not responsible as the proprietor if someone becomes intoxicated and drives home and hurts somebody. You are responsible, though, if you serve an underage person and that person gets in a car accident, or if you have a liquor license, which most people don't. But under those two scenarios, you as the homeowner can be responsible. You just need to use common sense. don't let someone drink to the point of intoxication, and definitely do not let them drive. Uber is there for a reason. Cabs are there for a reason. Use them.
And if we do get into trouble, of course, it isn't a bad idea to have an all-knowing attorney on our side.
That's true, but as part of being an all-knowing attorney, it's important to know your limits, and we are not criminal defense attorneys, so we don't do that part, but we do hold bars and restaurants.
But they are Snyder and Wenner. I'm Pat McMahon, and this is the Morning Scramble.